Fuck you.
Oh,
Up close and personal.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
big note.
there's your good, close, and personal warm welcome to this episode of Dear Blind Dudes.
Yeah.
We're back
Hello.
again.
What's
And
up?
Steven actually physically looks like he doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Yes. Very much
Sammy's ugly? What do you? That is not nice.
Did you hear me say that?
Yes,
He didn't
No,
say
you
it.
didn't.
maybe. I don't
My,
know.
my wife told me to call in sick tonight.
Well, we see how
Tell
that
her-
played out.
Yeah.
Tell her we're sorry, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
You
But,
don't feel good though.
I don't. I
I
really
mentioned that
don't.
earlier.
You don't.
It's been going around, dude. I've
You get-
avoided it. Like
yeah.
knock on wood, it's pretty much avoided our house. But we
Yeah.
haven't gone and done anything, even after NWTF though.
Well, I mean, realistically
managed to
speaking,
stay
like you've
sick.
spent like the last 2 to 3 years just sick. You have.
Me?
Yeah. With like
Yeah.
bronchitis, like just all kinds of crap.
Yeah. I think it's being around cigarette smoke and stress and just all the things, you know
Hey,
what I mean?
look, it'll do
Lots
it.
of
Like,
traveling.
look, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't, you may not believe in it, but psychological stress will affect your body.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's like indisputable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It
I mean
will affect
I'm,
your body.
I'm happier now, you know, today, whatever. Yeah, we're in a pretty good spot. I've been talking crap for like my whole life, I guess. But
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
can't say
Right.
short period of time here.
I don't
53
remember
years. I mean, I'm
when I
counting every
started.
gray hair on that beard, you know. I mean,
I mean,
Justin still
this
got you
point-
beat, but
Oh yeah.
he does. He does.
but I mean, you know, if we're counting gray hairs, you're coming in second.
Mine aren't even gray. Like I know we do this all the time, but you can't even tell. But it's white. And for the record, I am not Irish.
Who said you were Irish?
I was about to say I didn't say you were.
Everybody who sees like my beard looks super red in this, but
Because it is.
right. But
I was like,
Like
it is
you-
red.
It's like
don't
reddish
get away
brown.
don't get away from facts here. Like your
I'm not
beard's
a-
red. Like
I'm not a ginger either. Not that it's bad if you are, but
Yes.
I am just
well,
not.
no, your head hair is not, but
It's
your
like
beard
dark,
is.
dark brown and
It
white.
doesn't
y'all
have
seven of
any
them.
head hair.
I have like 7, brother.
He's got the horseshoe, bud.
I do. I keep talking about wanting to grow out like the skullet, you know.
Like he could totally pull off a Tim McGraw. Like you all think he's got hair, but as soon as he takes that cowboy hat
Yeah.
off, it's shiny
Right.
because he's got
So-
the hair on the sides and the back. You know,
Exactly. So I could have some cool sideburns, like just sideburns, or like the Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean?
ooh yeah,
He's cue ball up top, but
very much.
it is so graceful.
You know, I'm probably going to be matching Will here in a few years.
You look like you're getting pretty thin up there.
Thank you. I tried to point out the obvious without saying it, but you couldn't play along.
He's trying to be all subtle, and you're like, "You're balding." Okay. I
Hey,
shaved mine. Look,
I'm
when
gonna
I
be
enlisted-
probably solid gray before long. So
Look, I think I'm going to lose it out of my crown before I lose it, like here.
Well, you're still a king in our book.
Thank you.
Justin's got a lot of hair. I didn't know it until he took his hat off at
So-
Henrietta, and I was like, Bro, I
So
thought you were
why
bald.
does why does every time I see the head on top of his hair, like I think just immediate werewolf? I don't know why. He's got like an interesting widow's peak. Like it kind of comes to the side a little bit.
Yeah, right.
I tell you what I think is kind of interesting. That you studied that hard the 7 times y'all have seen each other.
We
Oh,
did.
you wrote that down. I know you did. You're like
What?
sideways widow's peak.
No, I literally just noticed.
Justin, star, love.
But I noticed a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Got to bring it up this week.
Okay.
Tell Justin I love. I mean, he has nice widow's peak.
I didn't say it was nice.
Oh,
Cross out nice. Don't let him know your next move.
Exactly. That's the worst thing you can do.
So part of the reason we're all happy and stuff is because we were just not bullying, but
We were
having difference of opinions with Justin when we were talking about right before the show, does size matter?
I know what you're thinking. If you're listening to this and what he just said, does size matter? I know what you're thinking. And yes, it is about that.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
It is about that.
pretty
Justin,
much.
I'll go ahead and speak for Justin because he literally said it probably about 30 seconds before we hit the button. But he prefers 410 shotgun.
I do. You know,
The babiest of the babies.
super lightweight. When you're running and gunning, you ain't got all that heavy gun to carry. Accurate.
But you're a full grown man, bud.
My 12 gauge is pretty light. It can't be
I was gonna
much
say,
heavier than your 410.
You're a full grown man.
may
Justin.
I use my handy dandy notebook to because I have heard that.
You're looking up weight, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, okay, Justin. What who's the make of your 410?
I shoot a Mossberg right now.
Okay.
Automatic.
it's an SA 410.
Is
I
it?
believe.
Yep.
It's not
Okay.
an automatic. It's a semi-automatic, but
Semi-automatic. I got to pull the trigger for it to shoot.
hey, we don't need any legal troubles here. Thinking you got automatic shotguns.
So it weighs 6.5 pounds, and the length of pull is toddler to infant. So it weighs 6.5 pounds.
The proof is in the pudding, Justin.
I don't. He could be. He could be very. I really don't know. I know my SX4.
I don't feel like it weighs 6.5.
You feel it weighs
Well,
less?
it
I feel it
does.
weighs less.
Well, 6.5 is not that much.
No.
Yeah. But I mean,
That's
My
like
my grandma could
That's-
walk
that's
across
like the little
America
blue-
with 6 pounds in her hand.
that's like the little blue weights that your grandma uses to curl.
Yeah.
okay.
You know how like when you were 10 and there was all those workout videos and like the little 5-pound weights over there in the corner of the room.
So
That's basically what that is.
my SX4. Hold on. No.
And we're talking VHS tapes,
I'm a
but
lying liar.
Oh, yeah.
Stand by.
I remember those.
and the spandex, like, oh,
6 pounds, 12 ounces, 4 ounces heavier.
wait, what is?
The SX.
My SX4
Which is,
with a 28-inch barrel. It's 12 gauge.
mm.
Yeah.
And how many
Like I
ounces?
said, I don't feel like mine weighs 6 pounds. I could be wrong.
So 6 pounds, 12 ounces. So his weighs 6 pounds. Now it's empty, both empty.
Mhm.
But it's interesting, you know.
Yeah. Justin?
I don't know. So the reason I say that, I always like attack weight. I'm not weight shaming much, but so my dad is among the same attitude, right? He wants the lightest weight 20 gauge side by side for like upland bird hunting, right? Like pheasants and doves and stuff. And to him, which with a double barrel, I guess it does kind of matter, is if you got a 5-pound rig with 2 shells, not that big of a deal. But my point with it was like the upland guys, like 4 ounces is a lot to them. And in a double barrel, like 4 ounces, a third of a pound can be a big difference. But the price jumps every like half pound that you get lighter.
See, I feel like,
with those.
weight does become an important factor, but depending on what you're doing,
I mean, running and gunning, it does, it does matter.
like if you're having to be quick draw, then yeah, you're going to want a lighter.
Mhm.
Here's the thing, though. In the industry that we're in, running and gunning with a lightweight shotgun is the least of my worries, because we're running and gunning with a 20-pound freaking camera and tripod.
Wait a minute. Only one of us is running with that.
Well, 2,
Exactly.
I guess.
So at given times, I run with that as well. But when I'm
Nick won't
running
let
and
me.
gunning on my own,
No.
I shouldn't hold
Well,
expensive things.
sometimes I've made you and you're like, no, I don't want to touch it.
I do. I hold it like it's a newborn, and I'm like,
kind of like I did your baby.
yes,
Are you going to support its head? I was like, yes, I got this.
so fast. Didn't even have his head yet. Like, you
Yeah.
got it? Yes, we did.
Were you like, bud, I've got children of my own.
Oh, it wasn't
Yeah.
real concerned about it.
Yeah. So that was, I think you were the first person, like, outside of like my folks and her folks and my granddaddy to hold him.
Oh,
So that was when you were like, I'll take him.
Yeah, I
And she
was
was like,
super nervous.
uh,
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I don't think so. I was like, no,
I was
fine.
like, y'all just met. Hopefully she doesn't hurt his feelings, but she's probably about to tell you to kick rocks. And, she's about as creative with words as I am. So
oh, for sure.
yeah. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But she's great. She has a great vocabulary, and
Yes. Yeah, that's a fact.
It's very colorful at times.
So to put it into perspective, I've been practicing for running and gunning with not a child's gun because I just carry him around all the time, right? So I hold him like this a lot of the time with his head here, and you hold his leg here. Our babysitter in North Carolina, that her name's Natalie, but we call her Tata, which is Arabic for grandmother, right? She walked in with Sav when she was a little bitty, and she's like, "Oh, hey!" And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "This is how you hold a baby, so you can still do everything you need to do." It's like, let me try that. It's magical. Like,
It is.
I mean, it's like a half curl, and you just hold it, which is exhausting, but you kind of get used to it.
I mean, it's pretty easy to turn into Mr. Mom. Especially if you get some advice on how to do things easier, and then like you try it and you're like, oh my gosh, this works. It's so much easier to do other things now.
Just don't share that advice, because like, I could be the best Mr. Mom on the planet. I'm not with him all the time. I don't know how moms just like know,
Mm-hmm.
but they just know.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it takes me 8 minutes to change a diaper. It's changed, by the time I get done, he's already peed in it again. It's just
Right.
Well,
Talk
it
about
was
fully
like-
automatic. That
Okay.
thing is fully
And you
automatic.
said, "Oh, he was pretty good all day," and Tony was like, "You weren't even here. How would you know?"
Oh, bud, just get ready for whenever he gets like older, and you're sitting here trying to be like, "I done told you to quit doing that," yada yada yada. Like just getting a little chappy with him, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then she'll come in and be like, "You stop that."
Yeah, I think so. She and Sav butt heads,
Right, 'cause they're
and
both
Sav's
women.
always been my little buddy. That
Right.
kid has been to more gun shows and gun shops and thrift stores and
Oh,
everything else. Than
It's her
like
turn because she just gave birth
any
to her
kid.
buddy.
100%.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
honestly, that's pretty awesome. And we can all go hunting, right? Like he's getting his lifetime for his first birthday. I didn't do that with her because they changed it anyway. So hers is more expensive than his. But if they don't want to hunt, I don't know what I would do really, but that would be terrible. But I thought about getting not even talking smack. I thought about getting her a 410 to start with, just single shot 410.
Your daughter?
They're
Yeah.
good guns to
Yeah,
start
okay.
with.
You're right. They are.
Well, it is.
They're great
It is.
guns to
Justin,
And
if
you
I didn't
just
know any
keep
better, I
using
thought
them.
you'd be starting out. But
My granddaddy has his granddaddy's 410.
that's incredible.
So that'll probably be the first one. I mean, I shot it when I was little.
And it shot good, didn't it? You got to admit.
Oh, it shot great. There's no sight. There's not a bead. There's nothing. I mean,
I got one of those.
it was great, but I don't
a-
know who made it. The wood is still decent, for what it is, but granddaddy took really good care of it.
Yeah, man. It's one of them flint stock shotguns,
Surprisingly, like being a single shot, it's pretty normal. Like it was one of the first
What is it? A
just normal
what are those?
shotgun.
Blunderbusts or something?
Oh yeah, like the black powder, like the pirate guns.
Yeah.
I've got a side box,
Do
or
you?
side lock. Yeah, 12 gauge side by side in the closet.
Nice.
Impulse at an estate sale. It was like $40. How can I get that?
I do own a 410, but it wouldn't be my first choice to go turkey hunting with.
Not turkey gun. Not for me.
It wouldn't be mine either. I do understand why. There's a ton of people there's a ton of companies that have 410 turkey guns in adult sizes.
Yeah.
But when 410 shells got so expensive like 4 or 5 years ago and have just never come back down,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost more expensive to run 410 than it is it's definitely more expensive to run 410 in general.
Not if you make your own.
12 gauge or a 20. Yeah, and then that gets pretty expensive too, but turkey shells, as Stephen saw, are not cheap in and of themselves.
No, but
I'm gonna run either a 28 or literally just do the ballistics or just a 12 gauge, because I feel like there are the most options for turkey loads for a 12 than anything else. I could be wrong. I just feel like it's the most common hunting,
Yeah.
gauge.
Right now, more and more people are going either to a 28 or a 410.
I love a 28. The only thing I don't love about a 28 is I like double barrels. So most all the 28 gauge double barrels have a damn youth length of pull. And I don't love that because I've got to pull it in so tight and it's awkward. But I love them. They pattern with basic chokes. They pattern probably the best right out of the box in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
It just, there's no recoil. They're a little snappy with some some shells, but I don't know.
There ain't no recoil on that 410 either.
It's
There
true.
ain't not a 12 gauge either if you're a man.
I've always wanted. I've never got an opportunity to, but I've always wanted to shoot a 10 gauge.
No. I had a
Ranger.
Browning SXP. SX. The pump.
Okay. You said you had or you have?
Had. I have no reason to own
Okay,
that.
okay.
Not that I have a reason to have everything I have, but I engaged
I'm
with
sure
so
we can find
expensive.
one to bring
It
with us
hurt.
to Turkey Fest.
I've got one.
There
Oh,
you
you
go.
got a 10 gauge?
Yeah.
Oh,
Lovely.
nice.
I got a
It's like an
single
8
shot
gauge.
10 gauge with a crooked barrel. So you have to aim a little bit to the left.
Oh, that sounds safe.
No.
Yeah.
It's like that movie. Was
Maybe
it
we better
Red
get a
or
different
something
one.
like that?
And it kicks like a mule.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say so because it curved the barrel.
My dad, I watched my dad, and my dad's pretty good size. About a tree about this big around. He leaned up against it, and when he shot it, that tree bent over. Like,
It's not comfortable. I mean,
No.
Mm-mm.
there are a lot of things that everybody needs to shoot once,
Yeah. Like a 50
but like
cal.
just once is fine.
I've shot a 50 cal. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've shot
Yeah.
a 50.
The
Oh.
recoil on it is like the most insane but smooth thing.
It's the concussion. It's the
Dude,
concussion that gets you.
I've also wanted to shoot a Desert Eagle. I've never gotten the opportunity to.
Yeah, I've shot one of those.
But I've heard some people say yes, some people say no, but some people have said that like it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. But then there are other people that say, yeah, it about broke my wrist. So I don't really know what to believe.
If it tries to break your wrist, you're holding it wrong.
And see,
Yep.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like,
Revolvers are different, but yeah, I mean, it's not comfortable, but it's like with everything, there are hot loads and there are, light loads.
because I
and
mean,
stuff.
like there are plenty of videos of like 44s in a revolver that have just completely almost shot out of somebody's hand because like,
yeah,
and it makes you think, like, my God, are they really that, is the recoil really that strong on them? Or are they just not holding it right?
now that one comes down to physics because with a revolver, you've got like this is the bullet, this is the face of the cylinder, or the frame, right? When it
Mhm.
shoots, it's just the recoil is hitting everything. Like with like a semi-automatic, that's why recoil is typically lighter because they're a recoil system. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
even with a Glock or something, or a shotgun, whatever it is, there's that recoil actuates something. So a lot of that does not translate to felt recoil.
Mhm.
With the revolver, you get it all, baby. Tawny's cousin he's a revolver guy, and he's got some really nice pieces, and he has this snub nose. He says it's not, but it is a snub nose 44 Magnum from Smith & Wesson, Performance Center, ported barrel, everything you could have.
Yeah.
And we're shooting 44 special out of it, which is not a real hot round.
Mhm.
And then we were like, hey, let's run some Magnum. And it was like one of the hottest Magnum rounds I'd ever run. And it had the wood grip, but it wasn't finished just perfectly like a lot of them are. So it had these sharp points where it meets the back of the frame. First round, I'm just spitting blood. I was like, well, that sucked. Let's do it again. So I had to adjust my grip to a less sturdy grip because it's going to make me sound like a whiner, but it hurt and I didn't like it. But the same thing with double barrels. I mean, you get all of the recoil, which is why a lot of people don't like them. But the lighter weight it is, typically the more felt recoil that you have. So my thing, opposite from Dad's and apparently Justin, is if I'm just going to shoot something once that day, like if we're turkey hunting, I wouldn't mind a lightweight something, you know. When it comes to like trap shooting or dove or anything where you might shoot 50, 100, 200 times, you give me a 10-pound chunky monster of a thing, because I like my shoulder where it is. I mean, it still never recovered super well from the broken collarbone and stuff. So sometimes you may see me just swap and start shooting left-handed. If I start hurting, that's usually when I'll just swap shoulders.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're
I
showing
mean,
off.
it's a shotgun. It's got 1,000,000 pellets.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely a point and shoot.
Only takes one to get them
Well, yeah.
in the right spot.
Yeah.
So
Except for he's at 120 yards and Justin's going, shoot that bird. Shoot that bird.
yeah, that I'd probably chalk that up to wasn't going to happen. But maybe we can make that not 120, but I think, you know, we were talking about it. I want to try, and I'm going to try to talk to the folks over at Beretta and see what we can figure out. Maybe they've got some people smarter than I am. I'm sure they have people smarter than I am. It's not a super high bar, but like, you know, if at least 80 yards, I want 75, 80 yards consistently. But if we could get to 90 even or 100 ethically and consistently, and that's where I'm afraid I would, or not afraid, but I would rather have the 12 gauge in that, you know, those bigger pellets. I don't necessarily need, you know, if I had 4 or 5 12 gauge pellets consistently in the small circle, I would probably feel comfortable about that as far as ethically harvesting the aminal. And I just want to do it.
Yeah.
For science.
Oh, of course, for science.
I think I could get 70 yards, maybe 75.
Out of like the 410.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
how many pellets in the circle?
currently the
Oh, here
world
we go.
record, the current world record of longest shotgun shot is 130 yards.
Holy. I
What
thought
kind
like
of
a
gun?
punt gun. Like a 20-foot barrel or something.
What gun?
Mossberg SA 410?
It doesn't say. Now
Somewhere.
it
Not
does
a
say
410.
it does say that the target was a clay pigeon. So
That's a small target.
they hit the clay pigeon at 130 yards with a shotgun. That's insane.
So I mean, realistically, it would only take a pellet or two.
It doesn't say if it was slug or not. If I had to take a guess, it would probably be the pellets. But
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're talking that big.
right at 130 yards away with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Will, do you think you
So-
could beat it?
No.
Come on.
No.
But could we
Well-
match it and get in the world record?
All you need is
So-
131 yards to beat
Right.
it.
This has to be unconfirmed because this is 2021. I don't know what date that was. This says the Gould brothers broke 2 of their own records and nailed a 180-yard pigeon break using Federal reach out, because here you go. Federal's heavyweight TSS number 7 shot.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh no, these guys are ridiculous. They also smoked a clay pigeon at 300 yards with a 6.5 Creedmoor in the air.
Well,
In the air?
we have to
In the
beat
air.
180 yards with a shotgun.
Supposedly.
Then
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
No. But that means I feel they ran a Winchester SX3.
Don't say I can't do something because I will spend money trying.
I need.
I don't think you can do it.
You don't think I can do it?
Nope.
Okay.
challenge.
Challenge accepted, boy.
Good.
So I want to do it with a Beretta because I
Yeah.
like Beretta, and I'm going to
Yeah.
keep name dropping Beretta until we're good friends.
We're
But
gonna call Guinness and have them out there.
let's
Have
maybe
a
not
turkey
like
test for
this.
181-yard
April.
clay pigeon break.
We're gonna call Guinness.
I feel like we
Go big or
I
go
don't
home.
know. This doesn't need to go any further than right here, but it's probably gonna.
It will. It's
I
gonna
mean,
go 181.
A clay
yards.
pigeon, maybe, because you really just don't need that many pellets.
I mean, one would break it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one in the right spot, and that's what I was I was looking at. So, like the TSS. There is 56% more mass than an equal loading of lead shot with 330 tungsten pellets, giving you more density for the same amount of space. So you got to get one out of 330 pellets, 180 yards.
Those are
Could
good
you do it
odds.
first shot? Probably
No.
not.
No. I say
That's
10,
probably
10
$15 a shell. So
I say 10 shots.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that.
maybe 18 or something. So every time you empty the tube, you're like $75, $100. So
Well, I didn't say I wasn't gonna have it sponsored.
yeah, there you go. That would be the way to do it.
Right. Yeah. I'm not rich.
So if it could bust a clay pigeon at 180, I feel like it could ethically kill a turkey at 80 to 100 all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like
I'm
I got
pretty
some
sure
work to do.
I can shoot 80 with mine.
I feel
But
I don't
100.
even know what you were running.
Mossberg 12 gauge.
I feel like that's just like 5 years ago, even maybe that might have been a crazy thing. 10 years ago, nobody would have attempted it. But I just feel like modern munitions are just over the top.
Yeah. With TSS now, I think 80 yards would be fine.
Doable.
Do I
The
want to
confidence to take that shot would be.
Well, I mean, you got to
Well,
be
and-
prepared to lose.
Well, and 80 yards with no optic, trying to figure out if it's got a beard and stuff like that, that would be the tough thing. So somebody'd have to spot for you or
Well, I
Yeah,
got you,
something.
buddy.
Cameraman.
I got you.
Zoom in all the way.
We'll be able to count the feathers on that thing.
This could be good. I'm pretty pumped because it was kind of warm today too, in comparison to
Yes.
what it's been.
That was
I started
Nice.
thinking about like springtime and hunting, and my nose is running now. But
yeah.
I started thinking
Me.
about like what's coming, and I was like, man, I got
Month and a half,
excited.
we're there.
We got some fun
That's
times
pretty crazy.
coming.
Yeah. We're gonna be
Not even a half, like a month. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess like 6 weeks.
month
Shut
and
up.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So a month and a half, but you just watch your mouth, Justin. Okay. We're being mean. No, I'm tickled though. I got to fill out the application, finish filling out the application. Well, I got to start and finish because I didn't.
You're gonna act like you're ahead of what you actually are.
Yeah, I was trying.
I'm hoping Justin filled ours out.
Did you print it out? I don't know how to type like into it.
Yeah, I just printed it out, wrote on it, and then sent it back.
Scanned. I don't have the scanning
Oh.
stuff.
But I mean, Will is the worst at technology.
I was saying,
I had to walk him through on how to save an email as a PDF file.
Yeah, send it to Nick. He'll let him fill it out. He'll get you.
I might. She took the logo off Facebook or something like that.
What logo?
The Dear Blind Dudes logo.
Oh.
You didn't
I
send
was
her
like,
the
oh,
one
I
sent
forgot
you?
to send that to you. Nick didn't send it either. She's like, oh, I never emailed anybody. So it's like, oh,
I
okay.
did too send it to you.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, you sent it to me, but I was supposed to respond to an email that I never got. So she emailed me today,
Oh.
and she was like, "Hey, I got the logo, but
Well, was it good
Still was
quality
tough.
for her?
do what?
Was it quality enough for her? The resolution
I
high?
don't have
Enough?
the answers to those
The only
questions.
thing she's going to use it for is a place card, anyways.
Yeah, they're putting them on the website and stuff, but
Oh,
Well, that and then whenever
fine.
they play the game for the teams,
right.
like one year
Well,
they had to put a puzzle together.
I want our
so it had
logo
the
to look
logos on
good.
it.
I don't want it to be pixelated.
well, then I will give you Kate's email.
Like
and
I don't
you
want to
can just.
look like somebody that don't know what they're doing. I mean,
I'm going to forward you the email, and then you could do all of it.
because I mean, let's be honest. You go to some
That's what a
trade
good
show
cameraman should do
or
anyways.
you go to some trade show or look up some website and there's pixelated logos everywhere. You're thinking, man, I don't want to put my money on that. They can't even get their logo right.
It'd be embarrassing to have the first place team with a pixelated logo. You know
Like
what I mean?
this looks like a team. This looks like a logo bought off of Temu. Like
That's not where
I'll
we got.
forward it to you. I'm not great at technology, like computer camera stuff like that. I don't know, but for some reason, like software systems, like inventory and sales and all that stuff, that's all fine.
Are we all going to stand up and be callers?
Oh, we did do that, didn't we? They were so mad.
I think we should all be cameramen this time.
Whose idea was that? Was that yours?
No, I think it was the other guys.
Man, I don't remember. I do remember standing up, and
We
It
all
was-
said
it was a
caller
split
except for Nick.
decision.
And Nick's like, "Yeah, I'm a cameraman."
it was
oh,
it was
yeah.
a split decision. Like people either thought it was funny or they really did not appreciate that we did that.
No, they
No,
didn't.
yeah.
They didn't know what to
There
do.
were several that did not.
Let's
like
do it again.
I think we should all be
Yes.
cameraman.
Hunting is a serious thing, and this is a competition. Yada yada yada. But if you don't enjoy doing it, you shouldn't be there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, I think we
If
should all be
it's-
cameraman this year.
If it feels like a job that much, man, go do something else or take that negativity somewhere else. Because
we should all just stand up and say, "I can't call, so I'm a cameraman."
I'm going to stand
can't
up and
call
say,
either.
gobble, 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 gobble. And then that's it. And just sit back down.
I don't know. I thought that was awkward as shit to begin with.
One of y'all should identify as a caller and then do I'm totally stealing this from Rush Hour. You know the movie Rush Hour
Mhm.
where Chris Tucker he's making fun of Jackie Chan where he's like Gayaka.
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all should totally. One of you should do it. I'll pay you $50 to do it.
We
I'm
should just
in.
come. Everybody have a diaphragm call, and we'll just sit at the table
Not
having
doing
a conversation, but with the diaphragm calls. So when people are like, "What are y'all doing?" You're like, "We speak turkey." You know, what I mean? They're gonna hate us.
They'll know right off the bat I'm not a caller if I have a diaphragm.
Is there a
Oh,
potential
man.
chance that we could be barred from coming back?
Probably.
Yeah.
The people that run the event love it though. Is that the whole point is to bring people to Clay County? I mean, it's for
Get
the
on
chamber.
everyone's
I mean,
nerves.
It's to involve everybody, get the kids in the outdoors, the veterans, the ranch, get everybody
Mhm.
together. So if somebody's grumpy with it, that sucks.
I mean, we're talking about doing some college, like just acting like we're in college, just being ridiculous.
If it helps get the Turkey Fest in Clay County some 10 more eyes on it because somebody thought it was funny, that's a good thing. It's good, clean fun. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
we're doing bad stuff probably, but
We should just go live straight from the place.
I agree 100%. I
Well,
think
if-
that could be
if
a
any-
cool
if it-
We'll
thing.
all pack our podcast stuff, and we'll just set up around the table podcast, and we'll just go live right in the
and
middle.
not tell anybody.
Just break it out of backpacks and start setting it up. They'll be like, "What are you doing?" You're
So
like,
you come up and be like, "Hey guys, how's it
Part of
going?"
the
Be like,
podcast.
oh,
And then we'll do that live. And then when someone gets upset, I'll just be like, "Oh, shut up, bub! Stop being old." Like,
Gayaka, why y'all running right now?
I say for real. I think we should do that.
Yeah, they're like, what are
Anybody
you
who wants to
doing?
come hang out can come
Hey,
hang out.
that needs
got
to be
a
a
thing.
soundbite that we have just with a push of a button. Gayaka.
I can program it.
That'd be awesome. I'll never forget. Soon as we walked in, and I adjusted, or somebody was like, "Hey, there's a bar over there." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great." We just got off the road and all this. And I walk over there, and there's like apple juice beer and I don't know, something I'd never heard of, and like maybe Lone Star or whatever, Mick Ultra. And I was like, better not. And I just went to walk off. And David, who I don't even think y'all had introduced us yet, but he walked by and he's like, "You don't see anything you like?" Oh, he's like, "What do you drink?" I was like, "Man, just not that." And he's like, "You drink Miller Lite?" And I was like, "I love Miller Lite." And he's like, "Okay." And just walked off. I was like, "Well, that was interesting." Okay. And I felt the tap on my shoulder. I turned around. It's a Miller Lite, ice cold in a koozie. And I was like, "I think I love you." And then we walked over there, and y'all were like, "Oh, this is David, da, da, da." I was like, "Yeah, that's my guy." And everybody's like, "Where'd the Miller Lite come from?" Like, don't ask questions.
yeah. You can't ask questions on where all his stuff comes from.
And I didn't. And I was just like, "This is
He had
lovely."
that fridge stocked too the whole time we were there.
but
Mhm.
if it's
wild.
a dude's best friend, it's David.
Yeah,
Like just your dream
I'm
best
telling you.
dude friend. Like it's David.
He got my caffeines too. When I was like,
Oh,
"Oh yeah,
yeah,
I couldn't
he
find
did.
any
He
rain
did.
or anything like that." And Steven was probably getting tired of me bumming his monsters. And he was like, what kind do you drink?" And I was like, "Rain." And he's like, "I don't know what that is." And I mean, when he got back from town that day, and there were like 6 in the fridge.
Yep,
It's like my hero.
Dude, he takes care of you, man.
he
he
does.
does.
Sure.
He does. It wasn't bad.
I'm hoping that's where we're going, but
So who actually picks that? Is it random?
So the ranchers will all get together and play a game. Last year they did bingo. So whoever bingos first, they got their first choice, and then the next, and so on and so forth. One year they had to put a puzzle together. They went up, they picked the box, they went back
I
to
like how
their
they make them
table.
work for it.
Yeah, they went back to their table, put the puzzle together, had the logo on it. So it's just a different game.
Oh,
So that way it's all random. It's all,
I would pay
fair.
David to have us back. Like actually slip him money under the table. Like, hey, make sure that this happens.
Well,
We
and that's
did not try that last year.
No, we didn't. I didn't.
that's the
Maybe
thing. Like,
maybe
if,
somebody did. I don't know.
for everybody out there, if you go hunt at a ranch and you have a good time, even if you don't really, but especially if you have a good time, traumatic dog, tip your people. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of places they factor it in, but yes, the cost of that, your food and everything is in there. But dude, a lot of these folks go out of their way to go get you exactly what you want. Imagine like
Yeah.
your mom and DoorDash and a concierge, seriously, and a hunting guide, and everybody all at the same time in like one person or a small team. And a lot of these hunts like this, like they're not getting paid to do this.
No, we have
They
no
do
money in
these.
it. I mean,
no,
we
they
no
they
money.
do it to give away. You know, a lot of people do it for charity events and stuff like that. But it's not just the cost of the animal and the year-round maintenance and everything else. But like we're down there for what, like 4 days,
Yeah.
and no cost out of pocket, and just doing this stuff. And they're feeding you and they're housing you and everything else. And I want to say it was pretty cold in there. Vaguely remember being pretty cold. So that's pleasant. You know what I mean? I got to stress that because there's so many people that are like, oh, this thing's $200. You only have to spend $200. You should probably tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Like at a restaurant, it's like your waitress, your cook, your hostess, the manager, and everything, and the busboy is all one person. Like you'd want to tip them. Same thing with any kind of service like that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
for sure.
I'm off the soapbox. I see people complaining on some of the groups and stuff. Oh, they wanted a tip.
You
Yeah.
should have.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense because they're using their gas and stuff to go get you your
Mhm.
snacks.
Yeah.
Well, and
Like-
David got us anything we wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
that,
sure did.
I felt bad after.
Had breakfast ready for us every morning when we got back.
Dinner.
97 biscuits.
Lunch was kind of on your own, but I mean, I don't think any of us ever even ate lunch really.
Mm-mm.
And then
No.
always
But
had
breakfast was kind of late because we were up, so
Mhm.
early. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I always
we had a
missed
great dinner
lunch
every single
'cause
night.
I was asleep.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were
and that night they
either
did
asleep or on
the
the
big
phone.
shrimp boil.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was, but
Yes.
he got me like a steak, something, because he knew I didn't eat shrimp. Like he had heard us talking, and he
he
said, "You don't eat
did.
shrimp?" I was like,
He
"No,
did.
I don't." He said, "You allergic?" I was like, "No, I don't care for it, at all." And I don't remember what it was, but I had like my whole meal that wasn't shrimp, and I was like, man,
That was so much shrimp.
It was. It was so
Gosh.
good too.
It
so much
was.
shrimp. Everybody is so tired too. I watched everybody eating, and they're like,
Yeah, because it was late when we finally got to
was.
eat. But like, I ate a lot of shrimp, and there was a lot of shrimp left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there was a ton of shrimp. So
Mm.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know how
Yeah.
much shrimp he cooked, but it was a lot.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
But it was good. And like Justin said before, I'm certain. I mean, people talked good about all the other ranches and stuff. And I think that shrimp bowl was like all the ranches and
Yeah, everybody came
that
together.
wanted to come.
Mhm.
And that was pretty cool too, because I mean, of course, everybody lies to each other, but you still get to talk. And what'd you see? Oh, nothing.
Well,
Right.
we
Yeah.
lied to everybody the whole time we were
100%.
there.
Yeah,
Have y'all
you
got
got to.
anything? Mm-mm.
You got to.
Have you
got
ain't
nothing.
seen a dang bird? We had two in the freezer the whole time.
Yeah, Tweety birds. That's it.
Yeah.
But
It's
but
fun.
no,
It's fun.
I'm excited. I think that's the biggest thing this spring. I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we went to what I was shooting. So what are y'all shooting?
12 gauge.
12 gauge. I want to build a 28, but that's gonna take somebody working with me. Because if I try to build a 100-yard 28 gauge, it will only be for turkey.
Yeah.
I actually
Right.
will shoot my bow this year until
That's right. Yeah, you
at
gonna try
least
the
the
bow?
first day.
I would. I mean, I would try a bow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to build out a shotgun and build out a bow. Because again, something to remember since we started Deer Blind Dudes thing, sponsors don't always follow and stuff. And so me being new, basically new all over again. I mean, it's been 10, 12 years, something like that, since I was big into bow hunting. I'm basically a newbie all over again because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's anything much that's the same. I know. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that and build a turkey rig before we get down there. And
Yeah.
we'll see, but it kind of depends on how things go.
Yep. Well, that's me too.
And how
you know,
my shoulder holds up. I would really hate to spend all the money and time and everything. And yeah, I mean, I could sling some, but I don't know if I'd be able to get the time in, practicing and stuff like that beforehand. So I'll be lame.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to build out a bow before the Africa trip. So that kind of depends on how everything goes.
I still
We'll
gotta build both of
be
mine.
bringing some long range toys too. Hopefully we can talk somebody into on a predator hunt or something while we're down there. I mean, I know we can, but you like that extra day or something like that. Get going with it because I'm gonna bring Chi-Tac to Texas.
There you go.
Bust some dogs.
Bust
I don't mean house dogs before anybody starts commenting and hating on me for it.
Yeah, we
For
don't
the
need
record,
nobody
I mean
there.
coyotes. And
Isn't
you can't tell me anything good a coyote does.
Isn't it crazy
If
that
you
we
like
have to,
them, then
we
RIP
have to do
or
that now?
Pomeranian or
It's
whatever.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sorry. Disclaimer.
But yeah. Well, have we I don't guess I mean, look, Justin, you're shooting a kid's toy. I think that's pretty much what we come to the conclusion on.
But I still kill my birds.
Look and look,
I'll still kill my birds.
and look, another
And I
disclaimer.
don't pay no
before-
tolls neither if I don't have to.
Oh my
We're
God.
back to the
Oh my
toes now.
God.
He said, I got insurance. That's
I-
it.
Another disclaimer before I get roasted on that. A 410 shotgun is not a toy.
Yes. Yeah.
Man.
So don't in reality, Will. All joking aside, a 410 shotgun is not a toy and should not be treated as such. So just want to say that for all the
People get pretty heavy in messages sometimes. Like
Yeah.
you say something they don't like, and they're
So-
just
Have we determined though? Does size matter?
I think you can do the same thing no matter what size.
this is gonna get away from us. This is gonna get away from us.
I've always said
does size matter.
it's not the size of the ship; it's the motion of the ocean.
Yeah.
But it'd take a long dang time to get to Egypt in a rowboat.
Hey, it ain't, it
Just
ain't the
say-
size of the dog in the fight either. It's the size of the fight in the dog. So
Yeah.
I've seen some Chihuahuas beat up some Saint Bernards. So
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't no way.
the Saint Bernards were not very scary.
But
No, I mean they just had to be able to take
That has
on
never-
wolves and
that
stuff
has never
casually. and-
happened. That has
probably
never happened in the
abominable
history of the
snowmans.
world, Justin. Okay,
I'm gonna find a video and show you.
and I would love to see that video.
Find the video.
AI
We'll
created.
post
It'll
it.
be, hey Siri, could you create a?
I don't have Siri. I don't have.
Give me
Siri.
Oh yeah,
an
that's
AI
right.
video of oh hey Google.
Oh, she's trying to figure it out. She didn't get that.
Oh gosh,
Oh, Siri heard you.
Yeah, she.
Hey
did.
Cyrus. Yeah.
God.
But no,
Well,
so
You heard it here,
12 gauge over
folks.
410. Henrietta's awesome. If you haven't, man, go follow Clay County because that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
go follow. Let's do it. Go follow 365 Thermal. Go
Yep.
follow Chi-Tac. Absolutely follow Bear if you haven't. Go follow GYT90. It's GYT90. Wilderness
Hey,
Outdoors.
since you said that, no joke, I had a guy pull up in my yard and was like, "Hey, can I get some of that Get 90?" And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
"Some what?" He said, "That Get 90." I said, "What are you talking about right now?" He said, "That Get 90." It was talking about on my truck, and I said, "Talking about GYT 90?" He was like, "Yeah, how else do you say it? Get 90." And I was like, "No, dude, it's just GYT. You don't say get."
So like with the Polaris, right?
Get
The
90.
Polaris
Better refer
Razor.
to it as Get 90 from now on.
Oh, 100%. It's Get 90.
Yeah. Hey,
So like
hey
Polaris,
guys, you wanna
is it a
click on
Razor
down
or is it
below,
an
click Get
RZR?
90.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why they're calling it Get 90. It makes
Get.
sense.
Ugh.
I'm not gonna be able to get it out of my head.
I
Dude,
like
Get it out of my head.
That's a marketing thing right there. Be
I'm
like,
gonna
"What?"
post it on TikTok and I'm gonna make the link GET90.
Oh yeah, be like, get
What
them
about
with Get 90.
GIT, like get her done, Get 90.
Yeah, Get 90.
Don't get 90, Name your dog 90, This dude's name is Doc, so I guess that's not really. Your name's 90 now. Get 90
Oh,
years old.
God.
Justin is so. That's all right. But yeah, I just want to see where it goes, man. And anybody in the comments, we don't usually do this either. Where you got to message us, please be nice. Don't say hurtful things, but let us
Yeah.
know what y'all are running this year. And if you
Yeah,
don't,
absolutely. See how
let
many
us
more
know if
people
you
I get
want
on my
to.
side.
I mean, it's gonna be. You have to be 18 to have social media, so all the youth hunters,
Hey,
they're gonna be
I
like,
guarantee
"Yeah,
you.
Here's
go
the
tell
thing.
this guy about my 410."
If they send us messages, Justin doesn't know how to check them, so he'll never know if they're on his side or not.
I do know how to check them.
I'm going 12 gauge double
Mm.
barrel. You're going semi-automatic 410.
Pump 12.
Nick's a pump guy too.
Yep. So
Let us know who's going to win.
born and raised on pump.
Who shot the biggest bird last year?
I don't know, Colonel Sanders. I wasn't worried about it, but we weren't playing against y'all.
Was it this guy?
No, it definitely wasn't him.
You guys are really mean.
Hey, if
Well-
you'd have shot at that one that I told you to shoot, you definitely would have had the biggest one.
Yeah, shoot that bird. Shoot that bird. I watch that video every once in a while. Just shoot that bird. I'm like,
I need that
no,
video. For science.
no,
I just need that sound bite.
shoot that bird. All right, I got it.
I
will have it loaded up for next week. I just hit the old sound pad and just shoot
That's
that
right.
bird.
shoot that bird.
Don't
Sweet.
forget Guyaka either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was trying to say get 90 again. I was like, you messed that one up.
Well, I guess that's going to do it for this episode.
Yep,
That'll work.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to bed.
I know you
nap
are.
time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So am
Well,
I.
thank you for being a good sport.
Yep.
Yeah, we appreciate you not calling in tonight.
I
Yeah,
thought
man.
about it. I thought about calling in sick.
We would have just we would
Man.
have got Nick to make a square and talked about you and to you like you were there.
Well, to be honest, I was
Probably not.
really nervous that you guys would just make fun of me the whole episode. So that's why I
100%.
had to go up.
Oh, yeah. You know, he
Yeah.
was like, I'm not having that.
When you said something about it, I was like, he's not going to be on there. And I was preparing. I wasn't prepared yet, but
No,
I was
it's like
prepared.
my eyeballs, like just barely touch them, and they just feel like they're gonna explode out of my head.
Let me touch them.
Well, go take some medicine and pass
Yeah.
out.
Oh, dude,
and
I've drank a
get some
whole
rest.
bottle of Dayquil today. A whole bottle.
Well, that's
Not-
unhealthy, but kids don't do that.
It's
Please.
not what you-
No one do that.
It's not what
No
the
one
label
do that.
says. Don't try this at home, please.
He's exaggerating and take it for what it is. So
He's
you are
delirious from all the Dayquil.
for social media purposes. You are
Okay.
you are exaggerating.
Okay. Fair enough.
It didn't happen. Don't do that.
Pixar, it didn't happen, right?
Before he exaggerates anymore, we're gonna sign off.
See y'all.
See you guys.
See y'all.